We are now finally in the Casey Stengel League Championship Series. Welcome to the World Baseball Association 2024 playoffs. Game one of the Casey Stengel League Championship Series between the Georgia Braves and the New York Yankees. The Georgia Braves were able to dispose of the Pennsylvania Phillies in 7 games. New York was able to sweep the defending champion Florida. We are now playing in Yankee Stadium. Over 50,000 fans on hand at Yankee Stadium. Clear skies, 50 degrees, the wind's blowing right to left at 12 miles an hour. Kenny Rogers to face Sandy Koufax. Both of them ended with a regular season record of 11 and 12. Kenny Rogers with a 4.94 ERA. Sandy Koufax 3.37 ERA. Frank Thomas, the division series MVP, with against Wee Willie Keeler, who was also the second division series MVP. We're going to find out and see who's going to make the World Baseball Association Finals for the year 2024. And we're going to see the matchup between these two teams. You have the Southeast Division winning Georgia Braves to face against the Northeast winning division and New York Yankees. Nice crowd on hand in an afternoon ball game. What a better way to have a ball game than to have it in the afternoon under sunny skies. Koufax has gone 2-0 so far in 2 games, 15 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and 21 Ks. So he has been dealing. Jackie Robinson to lead it off, 16 of 47, has gotten just 2 RBIs, but is batting .340. So just great option for baseball here. And here comes Jackie Robinson. Lines at the right field. There's the series' first base hit. As he takes it the other way, took a nice fastball and just didn't mess with it. Just went to the right side and got himself a hit. Here's Ty Cobb, who's 17 of 50, 2 homers, 10 RBIs. He really cooled down in the division series and kind of struck out more than he should have, but still has 2 homers and 10 RBIs. Drives it up the middle. There's a base hit. And the first two runners are on base. And both of them could easily steal with a flash, which will set up Frank Thomas, who's now batting .293 with a homer and 12 RBIs. Here's the 1-0. Throw to second. There is not going to be any throw and a double steal. That was the one thing you'd have to worry about with those 2 runners on base. They could run, and they did. Second and third, nobody out. 2-0 pitch, 3-1 pitch. They're going to walk Frank Thomas. Bases are loaded, nobody out for Josh Gibson, who's now batting cleanup, 15 for 46 with 3 homers and 6 RBIs. First ball hitting, drives it to right field. Come on in is Keeler, and there will be no throw. There will be a throw, but it will not be in time as the first run of the series comes in. Robinson will score, and just like that, they have a 1-0 lead. Cobb remaining at second with 1 down. Good piece of hitting by Josh Gibson. Who got the sacrifice RBI down. Well, 1 down, first and second. Here's the 0-1. The throw to third not in time, and Ty Cobb remains aggressive and steals another bag. There's another steal. So now's another runner in scoring position. So Josh Gibson with his second sacrifice fly here. And it's a 1-2. Swung on and missed. Nice change to get Moise Alou. Actually, we have to get Grissom is gone on a change here. Now it's Moise Alou. It's 9 of 44. Just 205, but with 6 RBIs is the 1-2. Swung on and missed on a curveball, strike three, but not before Georgia picks up a run. And on comes New York. Kenny Rogers, 2 games, 1-1, 14 and a third innings, 11 hits. It's given up 7 runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts, but it was very good in the only start in the division series is the 1-2. The Keeler, who's not keen on striking out, and Rogers only struck out 113 batters in 204 innings, a drive and a base hit. That'll be extra bases. No, he's going to pull up, and he's in there with a leadoff single. 6 of 31 with 3 RBIs for Edgar Martinez, the pitch, and he walks him. And once again, just like Georgia in the first, New York getting on base for their big hitters. 7 of 28, 2 homers, 9 RBIs for A-Rod. Drives it to right field. Coming on in as a Lou. Nobody's moving on his arm, and there's the first out. Lou Gehrig, 13 of 31, 1 homer, 7 RBIs, batting .419. Here's a 2-1. Ground ball to short. Nice play just to keep the ball in the infield, but that'll be an infield single. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out for Carl Yastrzemski, 12 of 29, 3 homers, 10 RBIs. The 1-1. Ground ball to second. Throw to second, and that'll be the force play. So fielder's choice. Keeler will score, and the game is now tied. First and third, 2 down. For Joe Torre, 12 of 28. Here's a 2-1. Drives it to left. This will be playable for Cobb. That'll end the inning. But New York responds, and on to the second. Game tied at 1. Drew, then Phillips, then Rogers. He's had a good hitting postseason, Stephen Drew has. Ground ball to second, though. Collins will throw to first to pick up the out. Tony Phillips has moved down in the order. 8 of 34, 235 batting average. See if it can respond better in the 8th slot. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to second. Nice play by Collins again. Throw to first, and he got him. Kenny Rogers, the 3-2. Swung on a miss on a heater. That'll end the inning. In comes Collins, Van Slyke, and Koufax. Lines it. Base hit for Collins. Leadoff single. The 2-2 to Van Slyke. Go to second. They got him. What a throw by Josh Gibson. Out number 1, the 3-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 on Van Slyke. Here comes Koufax, the 0-2. Lines it. There's a base hit. Koufax is on. Here's the pitch to Keeler. He drives it. That'll be extra bases. On his way to second is Keeler. Koufax is running, and he's going to come on and score on an RBI double by Wee Willie Keeler as he continues to hit the ball with authority. Another extra base hit. And a 2-1 lead for New York. The 3-1 of Martinez, and he walks again as A-Rod with 2 runners on board. Drives it to center, but this will be caught by Grissom in the inning. New York scores another run, and now they're up in the about 2-1 as we go to the top of the third, top of the order coming up here. Jackie Robinson, Ty Cobb, and Frank Thomas. A single for Robinson last time up. Drives it to center, but this will be playable for Van Slyke for the out. Ty Cobb also singled. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball to third. Martinez makes a nice throw to first to Gehrig to get the second out, 2 down. Thomas was walked the last time. As a matter of fact, I think Frank Thomas like about 5-6 walks in the last series. Here's the 1-0, though. Nobody on. They're going to pitch to him. Ground ball to third, right at Martinez, who throws it to first. Nice smooth throw that ends the inning. And nothing across for Georgia in the top of the third. Gehrig, Yastrzemski, Torrey. Gehrig with an infield single his last time up. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed on a slider, strike three. A ground ball out for Yastrzemski to score the first run for New York. Here's the 2-2. Drives it for extra bases. Off the top of the wall in center. Yastrzemski's on with a double. Fastball inside. That's a big mistake. Lucky he didn't hit it over the wall for a homer. Joe Torre, 0-1 pitch. Drives it to center. There's a base hit. A run will score. Joe Torre comes through with an RBI single. To make it 3-1. Run on first, one down for Collins, who singled his last time up. Here's a pitch. Ground ball to second, 4-6. 6-3 double play. Inning over, but for the third inning in a row, New York scores a run. They've extended the lead to 3-1 as we head to the top of the fourth. Gibson with a sac fly RBI is seventh. Here's a 3-1. Drives it to left, but this will be playable for Yastrzemski. Makes a running catch for the out. Grissom 0-for-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him. Drives it to right field. That'll be a base hit. Well hit the other way. Alou, the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Got him with a high heater. Drew's 0-for-1. Throw to second, not in time, and Grissom steals. He's in scoring position for Drew now. Here's a 2-0. Pop to left. Under it is Yastrzemski. That'll end the inning. Spider runner at second. They don't score. It's 3-1 New York. Head to the bottom of the fourth. Vance Like, Koufax, and Keeler. The 2-2 to Vance Like, who struck out his last time up. Drives it to right field, but this will be playable for Alou for the first out. Koufax singled to left his last time. Drives it to center. This will be playable for Grissom. And I'll be out number 2. Keeler, who has 2 hits and double in a run. Here's the 0-1. Scrum to first. Thomas will throw to the pitcher. That'll end the inning. And finally, New York is off the score sheet. New York up 3-1. Georgia goes to the top of the fifth. The bottom of the order coming up. Phillips, Rogers, and then Robinson. A 3-2 to Phillips. Ground ball up the middle. Nice play by Collins, moving to his left. Plants and throws to get Phillips out for the out. Here's Rogers. Ground ball to third. Nice play by Edgar Martinez, who throws it to first to get out number 2. Robinson 1-for-2 today and stole a base and will eventually score. Here's the 1-2. Drives it to center, but caught by Vance Like to end the inning. And an uneventful fifth for Georgia. As we head to the bottom of the fifth now, Martinez has walked twice, then A-Rod, then Gehrig. The 3-2 to Martinez. Lines it high. It is deep. It is going, no doubt about it, into the second deck. Home run. 476 feet. And Edgar Martinez, who has walked twice, rips a deep solo home run. And it's a 4-1 game for New York. Rodriguez coming up. 0-for-2. Here's a 2-1. Lines it on a base hit. 9th hit here by New York. Here's Yastrzemski, the 3-2. Weak pop-up to the shortstop Drew for the out. And a big out there. Actually, was Gehrig. Here's Yastrzemski. Here's the 0-1. Drives it the other way. Another base hit. first and second. And Rogers getting hit pretty badly here. Torrey drove in a single his last time up. Here's a 1-1. Ground ball to short, 4-6, 6-3. Double play, inning over. But a run scores on a home run by Martinez. They've extended the lead to 4-1. And it's up to Georgia now to sort of do something here and get the Koufax to get themselves back closer into this game. The 3-2 to Cobb. Pitch low and a walk. Faced Frank Thompson 0 for 1 with a walk today. Here's a 1-0. Ground ball to third. Total set for 1. That'll be the forced play, and that's out number 1. They get rid of a speedy runner here. Here's Gibson, who's 0 for 1 with a sac fly. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Strike 3. The 2-2 to Gibson. Got him. That'll end the inning. Nothing across for Georgia, despite the walk by Cobb. Collins, Van Slyke, and Koufax. A 3-0 to Collins. Was single and grounded out here. He's going to get a walk. Pitch to Van Slyke 0 for 2 today. Here's the 1-2. Drives it. Base hit. Collins stays at second. Nobody out here. Koufax would try to get the runner over on a bunt. Gets the bunt down, throws it to first. They got him. He gets the job done. And now they're second and third with 1 out. Keeler's on base. He's 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Ground ball to second. He bobbles it. They'll give Keeler an infield hit. That's a very generous call there. So Keeler with an infield RBI single. It is now 5-1. Bases loaded, 1 down. And in comes Broxton. For Kenny Rogers, 5 2/3 innings, 12 hits. And we'll see what's going to come up the rest of this inning as he's on the hook for 2 other runners. Here's the 1-0. The throw to second, they got him, caught stealing. They nail Keeler. The second out, here's Martinez at 2-0. 1 for 1 with 2 walks, but a solo home run is a 3-2. Drives it to right. Nice catch by Alou. That'll end the inning. But they score yet again another run. New York with a 5-1 lead as we're to the top of the 6th. Alou, Drew, and Phillips. And Koufax is just pitching along nicely here. Here's the 1-1. Drives it to center. Running over to the right is Van Slyke. Makes the catch for the first out. Sean Figgins to replace Stephen Drew. Here's the 3-1. He walks him. Third walk of the game. Tony Phillips 0 for 2. Here's the 1-0. Drives it to center, but caught by Van Slyke for out number 2. And Mike Cameron to come in and pinch hit here. I'll pinch hit as sort of a lose as Grissom was taken out of the ball game. And a few changes were made here. Cameron coming in here. The throw to second, not in time. And a steal for Figgins. The 3-1 to Cameron. Drive to center. What a beautiful catch by Van Slyke to end the inning. Broxton to pitch another inning here. Rodriguez, Gehrig, and Yastrzemski. 3 1/3 here for Rodriguez. 3-1 pitch here, and then an out delivered by Cobb. Gehrig 1 for 3 today. Here's a 3-2. Swung on a miss, and he got him. Yastrzemski's 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI is a 3-2. walks him. Torrey, 1 for 3 with an RBI. It was the 0-2. Drives it to left, playable at the track. And Cobb makes the catch for the out. Ends the inning. No runs scored for Georgia. To the top of the eighth were Robinson, Cobb, and Thomas. A pitch to Robinson. Ground ball to second. Collins will throw to first. There's the out. And Koufax is just pitching a beauty here. Here's the pitch to Cobb. Drives it to center, but right at Van Slyke. For the out, he couldn't hit the ball any harder. Here's Frank Thomas. 0 for 2 at a walk is a 2-1. Drives it high. It is deep at the track. And he hauls it in for the out. That ends the inning. Nothing across for Georgia. In comes Matt Capps. So Broxton pitches scoreless ball. Collins, Van Slyke, and Koufax. Here's a 2-2. Cap's looking to pitch a clean inning here. Ground ball. There's no way he's going to get him. Ball was so weakly hit. Nothing he can do here. Collins is on with his second hit of the game. Van Slyke singles last time up. And a wild pitch. Boone second. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Nice change for strike 3. The 1-0 to Koufax. Ground ball to second. Nice play by Robinson and Thomas for the second out. Keeler again. 3 for 4. 2 RBIs. The 2-2 to Keeler. Struck him out. That ends the inning. 5-1 lead here. Georgia tries to mount some sort of a comeback in the top of the ninth. Gibson, then Capps, then Alou. Koufax in there, 115 pitches. They're going to keep him in there. This is trouble. Ground ball to third. Nice play by Martinez. His fourth putout, fourth assist of the game. Bill Terry to come in and pinch hit. Here's a throw. Drive to center. Caught by Van Slyke. There's a second out of the inning. 1 out away, and the New York faithful up on their feet, cheering on Koufax. Alou 0 for 3 today. Here's a 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. This game's over. New York wins game 1, 5-1, and take a 1-0 series lead in the case of Seth Stengel League Championship Series. Just a well-pitched, complete game by Koufax. He did throw hard. He didn't get the strikeout totals that he wanted. However, he was effective, and he pretty much intimidated the Georgia hitters. They really didn't do a whole lot, other than maybe in the first inning. The final score is 5-1 New York for Georgia. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. For New York, 5 runs, 13 hits, no errors. The winning pitcher. The complete game win is Sandy Koufax. He goes to 3-0 this postseason. Loss for Kenny Rogers, now 1-2. Game time was 3 hours and 15 minutes for over 50,036 fans. So I hope you had a chance to enjoy the video of this game between Georgia and New York. Game 2 to be set tomorrow. Or a bit later tonight, I'm probably going to get the second game going. And then we'll start game 1 of the Connie Mack series. So on behalf of yours truly, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please follow us on our YouTube page called World Baseball Association. Please subscribe, leave a comment. good or bad, about the game or the quality of the play-by-play that I gave you. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Take care. See you next time. And as always, keep smiling. Have a nice day, everybody. Bye-bye.